everyone, and welcome to Two Player Quest. Today we're going to be reviewing Explorers of Navoria by Dranda Games. In Explorers of Navoria, you have been tasked to explore the new continent that has arrived on Navoria. It uses action drafting mechanics to build settlements, explore the continent, and score points. Let's explore the game. Explorers of Navoria is a 2 to 4 player game that plays in about 20 minutes per player, so between 40 and 80 minutes. It's at a complexity of 2.19 on Board Game Geek, meaning it is an easy game. And when it comes to luck, I would say it is a medium luck kind of game. This because of the action drafting mechanics might not give you what you need, and the cards might not be the most optimal ones for you, but might be very good for someone else. This is what the start of a game of Navoria can look like for 2 players. At the bottom here, we have the player board. We have the cards on the left-hand side, and the board. Step 1 in every round is to recruit. Now you can either recruit by taking 2 tokens from this bag, or taking tokens that are in the town square. The first player has to take 2 tokens from the bag, as there is nothing in town square. So the first person draws 2 tokens. In this case, they can choose a red card or a green card. This person will choose a green one by placing the green token on the deck and the other token they did not use into town square. Now they may choose a green card. In this case, they're choosing to take this one, which gives you 1 point, 1 sword, and 1 apple. You then take the resources from the supply. You must place the resources somewhere else. They are not allowed to be placed in the same part of your player board. Once that is done, it is the next player's turn. This player can again choose to take 2 tokens from the bag, or they can choose to use a token from town square. In this case, this player chooses to use the red one as they want this card for their game. This continues until every player has chosen 4 cards. Once that is done, starting from the last player, they take turns moving the tokens from the decks to the board. Every colour has its own track. Here you will see the red track, the green track, etc. Every player takes a token and places it on the track they want to place it on at the top of that track. This would mean that that player gains 2 swords and 1 movement somewhere, and you keep going until all the tokens are placed. Then you have the income phase. On some cards, you will see this C notation, meaning that happens in the income phase. For this card, for example, you gain 1 point per troll that you play. This is also when you gain rewards for exploring. So if you are the furthest along one of these tracks, you will gain points. Then you have the return phase. In this phase, you return the meeps back to their homes. You return all the tokens back to the bag. You discard the cards, and then you show 3 new cards of every kind. After the 3rd round, that is the end of the game. You then count the points from your cards, and then the player with the most points wins. Explorers of Navoria is a very easy game to learn. If you're an experienced board gamer, you possibly need about 5 to 10 minutes. If you're an inexperienced board gamer, I would give it the 10 minutes, but it is a very easy game to learn, and it's very easy to get started very quickly. I would recommend Explorers of Navoria to people who are looking for a shorter, easy game to either play in between other games, or who want to play it with more inexperienced board gamers. This is a good type of game to get into and understand slightly harder games, but still have a lot of fun, and it's also still fun for the more experienced board gamers in the group. We like Explorers of Navoria. It's a good game for in-between games. It's also the sort of game that I could play with my parents who aren't as board game proficient as we are. There's lots of ways to win. Not many games are the same. There's a lot of different cards, different ways of doing stuff. You can explore more, you can settle more, or you could just full on go for points and see where that brings you. So the diversity is something we like, the ease of this game is something we like, and the time. Navoria plays very well with more. Although you basically do less, in a 4-player game you get 9 cards each, and in a 2 or 3-player game you get 12 cards each, it doesn't really feel like that much of a difference. On top of that, the game is still equally balanced, and I would say is more fun with more players, because there are more options, more things to choose. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching our review of Explorers of Navoria. If you have any comments, feedback, suggestions, put them in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you next time on 2 Player Quest.